Hi there. Today we are going to discuss another topic that is emerging to the veterinary world. What is a Vaccicheck? Vaccicheck is an antibody titer test measuring the immunity of your dog against 3 different diseases. Now, before we do deeper into the topic, let's review the term antibody. Antibodies are proteins created by the immune system to fight pathogens, such as viruses and bacteria. These antibodies can either be produced from a previous infection due to the exposure from the disease, or by artificial source such as giving vaccines. With Vaccicheck, we can measure the current immunity status against canine hepatitis, canine distemper and canine parvovirus. But the most common question about this is, why do I need to check the antibodies of my dog? Is that the reason why we have given the vaccines? Good question. So, let's begin. You know that your dog had received the vaccines from your vet, but there are no guarantees that the body of your dog will produce antibodies from it. And here are the most common reasons why. Number 1. The brand of the vaccines. And I'm talking about the compatibility of the vaccines with the body of your dog. We are all unique in certain ways, and so are dogs. If one brand of the vaccines works with one dog, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will work for others. It's almost like when we had our COVID vaccines. There are a lot of COVID vaccine brands, but did you know if the one that you received had given you immunity? That's right. So, number 1 is brand. Moving on to number 2. Quality of the vaccines. Now, I'm not telling you that one vaccine is better than the other. This is not the case. And before you tell me that vaccines do not work, go away, or go to the moon. Vaccine works. We all know that vaccines are being produced by some big pharmaceutical companies, and don't forget the fact that behind each and every one of these companies are the medical scientists, who are pushing science to the limit to help me and you to survive. Or basically, not to die. Kidding aside. From the moment the vaccines leave the manufacturing facilities, they need a proper cold chain management. Certain vaccines need certain temperature to maintain their viabilities outside the storage facility. They can be kept chilled at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, or some of them needs to be frozen to as low as -80 degrees Celsius. So, if the vaccines are accidentally and unknowingly exposed into an extreme temperature, then there's a very high chance that it will not work. Say for example, someone left the vaccines in the airport tarmac under the blazing sun, for a long period of time. What do you think happens next? Those vaccines will turn into water. That's right, water. Another most common reason why the vaccine fails to work is the timing of the vaccine boosters. It is vital that your vet tells you that a certain vaccine has specific intervals of when is the next booster to be given. Some brands need to be boosted within 2 to 3 weeks, others are within 3 to 4 weeks, and sometimes, your vet mislooked these kind of details. So, the next time you visit the vets for your dog's annual vaccination, don't hesitate to ask them if your dog has had the right timings for the boosters. If you have doubt or hesitancy about the vaccine program that your dog had, go and ask your vet to do the Vaccicheck. So, what do you expect from the test result? Well, first your vet will need a blood sample from your dog, not much, but a very tiny amount, like 0.1 milliliters. And then that's it. Most of the vets will issue the results within 24 hours. In the test result, you will see if your dog passed or failed the antibody test. It's basically a scoring system. If the scores are within 2 to 6, your dog has enough antibodies to fight against hepatitis, parvo and distemper. And if the scores are 0 to 1, then that means the dog has no existing antibodies to fight these viruses. Your vet will advise you to give another booster shot of the DHP vaccine. Then you will be advised to come back after 14 days and do the Vaccicheck again. So, to summarize what we've learned, Vaccicheck is an antibody titer test to measure the immunity against canine hepatitis, canine parvovirus and canine distemper virus. The most common cause of vaccination failures are compatibility of the vaccines to the dogs, quality of the vaccines and the booster timings. And lastly, if the antibody levels of your dog scored between 2 to 6, then your dog has a good immunity. And that is another explainer from me. I hope you get something from this one. Here are my sources. If you like this explainer, check out my other videos right here, and don't forget to like them and subscribe to my channel for more honest and easy to understand vet-related questions you have. Thank you.